Hard facts. Hard facts.
Okay, Mark. Still hard facts to Nigeria Info and Hearing Port Harcourt. I'm Dio. It's 9 minutes gone past 4 p.m. It's good to be here once again. It's good talking to you as well, talking with you. You know, I'm glad we're having this conversation. I'm glad we're talking about these issues. And it seems that we're becoming a lot more enlightened, you know, a lot more aware, and a lot more concerned about the things that actually do concern us. That's something, you know. Anyways, conversation continues. In the schemes, empowerment programs, as the elections draw nearer, you would expect to get a lot more empowerment programs, empowerment schemes by politicians and governments at different levels, all designed, of course, to empower the people. Now, I've had a, you know, a concern. I think at some point I had a certain, not so much liking, if you will, for even the word empowerment itself. Maybe because of the way it's been used in our environment for such a for some time, you know. But yesterday, I witnessed an empowerment program that maybe it's changed my perception as far as empowerment schemes and empowerment programs are concerned. I've had the good fortune of visiting Andoni local government area a couple of times. Wonderful people, great people, very receptive as well. And I still believe that Andoni, like most other parts of Rivers State and Nigeria for that matter, has incredible potential. They've got wonderful beaches over there. There's so much that can be done, really. And I hope they get round to it really soon. So I was in Andoni yesterday. As a matter of fact, I came back today from Andoni. And one of the things I did while I was there, I witnessed an empowerment program initiated by the Andoni local government chairman, Erastus Awotu. And this empowerment program was targeted at widows. Specifically, I believe 50 widows chosen across the various wards, from across the various wards in the local government area, were handed 100,000 naira each. 100,000 naira each. And I think that amounts to 5 million naira. I don't know, to do whatever they want with, you know, to trade, engage in some petty business, just take care of themselves. But beyond the activity, beyond the protocols and, you know, what was going on, I observed the recipients of this, I don't know, is it a gift or a grant or this empowerment, the widows themselves. And I saw them filled with joy. The joy was not sponsored. Well, maybe it was sponsored by 100,000 naira or with 100,000 naira, but it wasn't fake, obviously. It wasn't fake. It was, and there was relief. And I saw at least one of the widows, a couple actually, several, they were crying and there were tears of joy. They could not believe, especially when the money was handed over to them. Some of them, their hands were literally trembling. They couldn't believe that they just received 100,000 naira cash. It was quite something, really. And even though I've had a certain perspective, you know, about empowerment programs, but what my experience yesterday got me thinking. Empowerment programs or the schemes, are they bad, really? You know, and what's wrong with them if they're bad, or can they be better? Can we improve on it somewhat? Because these women, I mean, 100,000 naira to the average Nigerian right now is a lot of money. I mean, don't mind that. In real terms, it can't buy as much as it would have bought maybe 5 years ago, or 8 years ago, or thereabouts. You know, inflation is horrendous right now. Horrendous, really. But it's still quite a lot for the average Nigerian, 100,000 naira. And remember once again that they're widows. That means no husband. husband's dead or something. Dead, of course, And once again, it was quite remarkable. And I'm not talking about what I saw of the local government officials, the chairman himself and his lieutenant who were there, no, or the other party members who were there, no. But the widows, there was unbridled joy. There was a lot of emotions. They were singing, they were dancing, they were excited, they were joyous. I couldn't help thinking, so what if the event had not held and they didn't get 100,000 naira each? Would they have felt the same emotion? I don't think so. I doubt that very much. I spoke with one of the widows who was the recipient of this 100,000 naira yesterday, and here's a bit of our conversation. Sorry about that.
Today, I'm happy.
What are you going to use this money for?
I will take and sell. They feed my body.
If this money no come, waiting for happen.
They cry now. They cry hungry. But today, Shama don't come out for hungry. Now it make me happy.
How you feel about waiting Shama do today?
Shama do better thing. We are not going to fit talk. He do me better thing. Not the only me. All women. Shama do better thing. Shama don't make me. I don't come out for hungry.
And that, to a great degree, was the feeling of a lot of the other women, the other widows, if not all of them, by the way, who were recipients of this empowerment outreach, if you will. So I'm asking you, what do you make of empowerment programs, really, especially as carried out in the country? And of course, as the elections draw closer, there are going to be a lot more empowerment programs. Even though I must say as well, the event yesterday had little or absolutely nothing to do with the coming elections. And I think there was nothing said about the elections. There was no campaigning. There was no, party slogans being thrown or anything like that. It was simply an event to reach out to these widows and help them out. There were no PDP posters or party posters or banners anywhere. There was nothing like that. But once again, what do you make of empowerment programs generally in the country? Are they a bad thing, really? Not necessarily, or are there some things bad about them? Is there anything good about them? I'd like to get your thoughts generally on empowerment programs. My lines are open. Call 0817 923 0002, 0817 923 0003 or 0007. We're live on Facebook and Twitter at NigeriaInfo PH. WhatsApp is on 0809 030 6416. All right, I've got Wisdom from Igruta. You're welcome. Please go on.
Hello, good evening, Dio.
Hi, sir.
Yes, I actually want to talk about this empowerment.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to commend the government, the particular empowerment you're talking about. I want to commend them, but generally, the empowerment that we have been seeing in Nigeria, most especially that comes from the local government and the state government, they're just peanuts. Yeah, just to imagine like some state government they will buy buy clipper, buy hair dryer to some youth, ask them to go and open barbing salon shop and all that. The question is how, like, with this barbing salon going to barber 250, 300, how can you impart, like, how can a youth now use that to get married, use it to start up a family?
I know people, sorry, Wisdom. There are people who trained as hairdressers who can't afford to buy a hair dryer. And a hair dryer is critical to running a hair salon. There are people who would like to go and start cutting people's hair, can't afford to buy a hair clipper. I know someone who's married with a wife and expecting a baby, and he's a barber. And that's how he feeds his family.
Okay, yeah, that's true. But if you want to consider like a barbing salon now, you don't only need a clipper. You need a gen, you need a rentage, you need so many other things that amount to you having a successful barbing salon. Then now, but some government officials or They will come with these peanut empowerment, giving you barbing or giving you just the dryer. Then how are you going to match up? How are you going to match up with other expenses?
Yeah, but it's like this, Wisdom. It's like this. So you want to start a salon, right? You need money.
Yeah.
Let's say you need 100,000 naira. Let's say hair dryer is 20,000. Let's say other things are 30,000. That's 50. Let's say rent is 50,000 naira. If someone gives you a hair dryer that costs 20,000 naira, at least some part of what you need has been taken care of. So instead of needing 100,000 naira, you're now looking for 80,000, not 100,000 any longer.
Okay. Yeah. You are actually correct. But what I'm saying in essence is that the government should at least consider other international communities when they are comparing as regards to empowerment. The government should come up with something reasonable, so as to empower the youth, not really buying clipper and other many things.
Okay, what would be something
directly,
what would be something reasonable for you? What is reasonable?
Directly to the now, secondly, as regards to
Wisdom finally wisdom
EED and all that.
Please listen to me, Wisdom.
Youth know them.
Okay, Wisdom is no longer listening. Great to hear from you, sir. Henry from Umibo, you're welcome. Henry, go ahead.
Yes, hi, good evening.
Hi.
I'm a contribution to development. I think first, let me say, it's a welcome development. Within this our region, the South,
Yes.
we have all the states to empower the widows, the less privileged, more than that 100,000 naira.
Okay.
But because of the fact that the way we play our politics within this environment, we don't look at those angles. We have the resources that can be able to take people out from poverty. And for the local government chairman to give me to start up such a program for the widows, I think I will commend him for that. But I would say, Bayo,
Yes.
you go beyond giving physical money.
Okay.
You should go within the extent of training the youth. Because I must tell you, that territory is my constituency. I know what is happening there. We believe in fishing. We don't have any multinational company there. We believe in fishing. And
That's in Andoni, right?
Go extra mile to bring up the youth by training them in skills.
Okay.
To enable them come out from the villages and showcase what they have learned. It's go a long way to reduce insecurity. It's go a long way to reduce the hunger.
Yeah, but Henry, some local governments carry organized trainings for youths. We hear about that every now and then, don't we?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
See,
Okay. Oh, pardon me, Henry. I thought Henry was done. Good to hear from you, though. Do I have a break coming? Okay, quick one. Emmanuel, you're welcome. Please, you have a minute. Go ahead.
Yeah, good evening.
Hi, go on, Emmanuel.
Good evening.
Hi, Emmanuel, go ahead.
Okay, fine. I heard what you said about the empowerment.
Yes.
But the truth is that here in Africa, or rather, let me emphasize in Nigeria, we give people fish, don't them to fish.
Mm.
We steal their fishing nets. We take everything they need to develop themselves. We steal it. That is a politician steal it.
Yeah.
Take away their dignity, then we not start giving them peanuts.
Mm.
Let's be sincere. What is 100,000? When that woman goes with the 100,000, the widows, first of all, they will feed the family. But by the time they feed the family, based on certain debts they are already owing because of the politician, the 100,000 is meaning 20,000. What will 20,000 do? Before you know it, the 20,000 is gone down back to square one.
Emmanuel, I apologize, but I have to go for commercial break right now. I wish I could continue with Emmanuel. I wanted to ask him some questions, but I'll be back Welcome back. Still hearts back to Nigeria Info and Hearing Port Harker time dial. 29 minutes gone past 4 p.m. We've got the updates, the news that is, at 5 o'clock. Discussions continue after that. But for the moment, I'm asking your take. What do you make of empowerment programs or empowerment schemes in the country? You know, I confess I haven't had exactly the best of perceptions regarding empowerment. But maybe, and that's a huge maybe, I have a change of perception at the moment, or at least I'm thinking about it, because yesterday I witnessed an empowerment program in Andoni local government area yesterday. The local government chairman awarded to 50 widows 100,000 naira each, and yes, I'm saying what I witnessed, what I saw for myself. Was joy all around, a lot of emotions, people were trembling, they were laughing their hearts out, singing, some were crying, tears of joy. And yeah, and you could say 50 women, 50 widows in all of Andoni local government area. Of course there are lots of other widows over there. I'm sure the widows in Andoni are well over 50, way more than that. But I mean, those 50 got something, and I heard that there are plans to continue this initiative and reach out to other widows also. And I spoke to one of the widows, by the way, who was the recipient of 100,000 naira. Here's a bit of our conversation once again.
Today, I'm happy.
What are you going to use this money for?
I will take and sell. They feed my body.
It is money no committing for
They cry now. They cry hungry. But today, Shama don't come out for hungry. Now it make me happy.
How you feel about waiting Shama do today?
Shama do better thing. We are not going to fit talk. He do me better thing. Not the only me. All women. Shama do better thing. Shama don't make me. I don't come out for hungry.
Sir Chairman, once again, by the way, and on the local government area chairman, Erastus Awards. What do you make of the empowerment schemes generally in the country? Are they terrible? Are they bad? Or are they good? Or, I don't know, can it be improved on in some way or another? Let's get your take once again. The lines are open. Call 0817 or 000. We'll in for PH. And WhatsApp is on 080306416. Oh, that's it. Alright. Okay. Let's see. Am I? Well, let's start with WhatsApp this time around. Dio, give me 100k. If you will not see natural joy all over me, no one will have cause to tell me fake, it's all fake. Stop shaking your head. Seriously, these kinds of empowerments don't excite me because they are basically a PR scheme and can never be an economic plan for the masses, and that's from Dexter. Well, giving people money may not be an economic plan, but then again, but is it, Dexter? Because even in the most advanced economies of the world, advanced countries, they have social, what's the word I'm looking for right now? They have social security. People are given money every month, as a matter of fact. You have unemployment benefits. People who are not employed, not just widows, so anybody who is unemployed gets paid by the government monthly. You have incapacity, or is it inability or disability benefits as well, if you have a disability. And it doesn't even have to be a physical disability. Some people with some kind of emotional or mental disability also get paid by government on a monthly basis. So maybe it is because you have to plan for that. Government has to have budgeted for that. So there must have been some economic planning that's gone into that to make it happen. All right. Chibuki from Alakahia, you're welcome. Please go on.
Yes. Good evening.
Hi. Hello, sir.
Okay. Kudos to the women and kudos to the chairman also. Well, talking about the question you asked, what we make of empowerment generally in our country.
Yes.
You can say that is not empowerment. As long as I understand, that is not empowerment. Like one of those women spoke, she said she will use it to start up a business and feed her family. Naturally, what they would have done is empower them with the said business that is in their mind, and then they make a return, either low or low interest loan. That is what empowerment is. But this one, you are giving them money to feed. That is so-called. You have come to their rescue. They are hungry and they need food. And you are giving them money to buy food. That is not empowerment.
No, but you also said, Chibike, that the woman said she will use the money to start a business. That's what you said, right? You heard that. You heard her say that, and you also said it also that she will use the money to start a business.
I didn't get it very well.
No, you said that the woman said, and you were correct, by the way, that she will use the money to start a business. Chibike, can you hear me?
She's going to put into business in Nigeria, unless you ask water business.
Chibike is gone. But Chibike mentioned that the woman said she was going to use the money to start a business. Let's hear her. Let's hear the woman again.
Today, I'm happy.
What are you going to use this money for?
I will take and share. They feed my body.
This money no committing for her.
They cry now. They cry hungry. But today, Shama don't come out for hungry. Now it make me happy.
How you feel about waiting Shama do today?
Shama do better thing where I no go fit talk. He do me better thing. Not the only me. All women. Shama do better thing. Shama don't make me. I don't come out for hungry. Today, I'm happy.
What are you going to use this money for?
I will take and share. They feed my body.
All right, so she did say she was going to use it to sell. I mean, obviously that means sell something. That means she's going to purchase something to sell, you know. So that's a business of sorts. I don't think that any of those widows, because they are old women, you know, most of them are quite old. I don't think that you can train them in pipeline welding right now. I don't think so. I don't think they can undergo training in pipeline welding, you know, or fabrication, or anything like that. I mean, what skill acquisition do you want to give old widows? You know, I don't know, but they can sell, you know, I suppose. And she did say she was going to start a business. Anyways, basically, I'm asking once again, what do you make of the whole empowerment thing in our climb? Henry from Outer Georgia, welcome. Please go on.
Yeah, Dayo, good evening.
Hello.
Dayo, if you mention underneath,
Yes.
let me start by saying that I think the local government has done something good. Maybe not all, but something to just encourage the widows. Very often, government will promise us to give us some money for whatever purposes based on the climate that is so terrible. We don't get anyone. No, we don't. So whatever the local government has done is for the good of anyone in Andoni. And local government, if you know what oil and gas is, fishing is every state.
Yeah.
So whatever the chairman has done is good. Good. Is applaud that woman. She will start a business. I was there 2 weeks ago, and then you see crayfish. I visited them on a special report, and then they gave me bags of crayfish. So it's a lot of activities that the government has. So we should commend them. They should give us more money than This money is our money. We're Nigerians, and the economy right now is only within one.
But Henry, what do you make of empowerment programs generally in the country? What do you make of them? You know?
Second.
What do you make of empowerment programs generally across the country?
What
do you make of empowerment programs generally?
No, empowerment programs generally is fraud. Because there is no accountability of those who have collected the money. We don't know them. We don't see them. It's a fraud. Not you. So for someone to say that he or she got money from a local government that they can verify, I'm sure you were there, hence you brought to the situation, that's commendable, sir. Very often they say a lot of things about government, small money market scheme, all kinds of things they got to them for all over the country. We don't see people who collect these money. So there is nothing to give credit to the public about how the research for this money are these things.
Yeah.
And if you have one that can verify and confirm to which you are coming to the station right now to talk about, it's commendable, sir. Honestly, in my opinion. Yeah.
Henry, good to hear from you.
Thanks so much for your time.
And I hope I can have a share of the crayfish.
I'll give you. I'll give you.
Thank you very much. Via Facebook, Prince Enigos, die longest time. Happy New Year. Oh, thank you. Has it been that long? Empowerment really helps. I know thousands of Nigerians whose lives have been transformed for good. It's just the ability of the individual to utilize what has been offered to him or her well. Thank you. All right, Prince, good to have me. Clinton Eric Kira goes, it helps. Okay, all right. Okay. Also, we're live on Twitter at NigeriaInfo page and via WhatsApp. That is saying I'm sure you're familiar with. Give a man fish, feed him for a day, etc. Chairman, to do a lot of empowerment to the widows, but it ought to be better. Government is supposed to create the environment for sustainable wealth creation. Imagine if that 5 million had been deployed to wealth creating activities instead of dashing it out with the 100k last. Andoni is a marine environment. What about boosting aquaculture, fishing, cold rooms? These things are not rocket science. It should or can be so much better. That's Bob from Port Harcourt. All right, Bob. Osaro from Romolumidi. Hi there. Go ahead.
Yes, good evening, Dario.
You're welcome.
Well, I think we can, and they just, spill the money out and call it empowerment. To me, that's not empowerment. It's just,
But if those 50 widows, for example, start a business with their 100k, that means that they are not dependent on their children or other persons, and they might even pay taxes to the local government as well.
True. But the argument here is that there are better ways this empowerment would have been done that would, benefit people even more than it would do. Our leaders should think of those ways and not to give people money. Create a system where they will function, and that system would survive, would last, would not die.
But Osaro, no matter how well, Osaro, no matter how well a system functions, like I mentioned earlier on, even in the most advanced economies of the world, you still have people who receive unemployment benefits and all kinds of benefits who are being paid monthly by the government.
Yeah, but you don't need to call that empowerment. You call that what you just mentioned.
Okay, sure. Should we call what happened yesterday? So if we called what happened yesterday something else, would it be okay then?
You mentioned you call that unemployment
benefits
or something.
Yes.
Widows. Let him say widow's mine.
All right, good to hear from you. Widow's mite. Something. All right, 60 to go before 5 o'clock. The news update is up at 5. And via WhatsApp. All right, welcome back. In Nigeria, they don't do empowerment. All they do is buy votes with those items and cheap popularity. I will encourage our politicians to use the money for this empowerment to set up little production industries that can employ our youth and at the same time produce goods and services from a Bifubara. Let's see. All right. They said it is development empowerment program. Okay. All right. I'm happy he's done something. It may not be as much as one would expect, but he deserves the credit. That's also via WhatsApp. Let's hear from you, though. What do you make of this? Okay, I'm laughing right now, and this is good. This is a digression from the conversation that's going on, but I just got a message via WhatsApp, and I'm going to read out parts of it. In fact, I'm going to read out most of it, as a matter of fact. Now, let me give some background here. Have you ever received a message? I think sometimes they're SMS, most times they're WhatsApp, I think, from some outfit, I don't know, telling you that somebody is a fraudster. He borrowed money from them, or she borrowed money from them and has not returned it, and every effort at getting them to repay the loan has been unsuccessful. The person is a criminal. Don't do business with the person. I don't know. You probably have got such a message at some point, one or another. Very likely you have. So I'm guessing that a similar message may have been sent by the person or the organization or company or loan agent or loan sharks who sent this message right now. So what I see here appears to be, might be a follow-up to that message. And it's quite funny, really. So I'm going to read it out. Like I said, it's a digression from the ongoing conversation. But here's the message. Good day. We sincerely apologize for the message you received earlier regarding, I'm not going to mention the name, with phone number 0806, blah, 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 blah. With him tagged as a fraudster, it was an unprofessional act. Our agent who sent the message had received query. Please accord client the respect he deserves. Sorry for the inconveniences, thanks. That's from some organization. Please reach him. I'm just wondering what could have happened that would lead to them sending this message, apologizing for calling, for referring to this fellow, whoever the fellow is, as a fraudster. What could have? I wish I could discuss that right now. Okay, you know what? It's part of the conversation. If you want to talk about the empowerment thing, that's fine. If you want to weigh in on this particular message, that's fine also. What do you think happened? Why are they sending this message now? Apologizing for referring to the fellow as a fraudster. That must have been contained in an earlier message that they sent out. Anyways, my lines are still open. We got some 12 minutes or so to go before 5 o'clock when the news update comes up. Call 0817 93 0002 or 0003 or 0007. WhatsApp on 0809 030 6416. Dio, a Marjorie boy that fabricated hand-driving tractor was given 5 million yesterday by Borno State Governor. That's a reasonable empowerment. Justice said that. Okay, all right. Okay. That's good, I suppose. But I'm not sure any of these old widows is going to fabricate anything. They're quite old, as a matter of fact. Most of them are quite old, really. Yeah. All right, so someone's saying, please. Oh, okay. All right. Well, let's get your take once again. Call 0817 93 0002 or 0003 or 0007. What do you make of empowerment programs in our environment, in our country, in our climate? Are they a good thing? Are they a bad thing? Are they a scam? Or do people really need this? You know, those women yesterday in Andoni local government area really looked like they needed the 100K. Hello, Hot Factor, welcome.
Hello, good evening. My name is Andy.
Hi, you're welcome. Turn the radio down, please. Or turn it off.
Yes, I have done that now.
Great, go ahead.
Okay. Empowerment program. Just that most empowerment you get from this part of the world here in Nigeria is targeted at during election period when they have something they want the people to do for them, and they just do it to win the people's hearts.
Yeah.
So I think what the chairman would have done, maybe those women, they have to provide the platform where money can be generated and employ their children. If their children are ready, like what that woman said, that he's going to use to feed their children, meaning they have children. So if their children can go out and work and help their mom.
What if the children are of school age?
At least they can even have more money.
What if the children are of school age? Okay. All right, sir. Jeff from Transamadi, welcome. Go on.
Yeah. Hello, sir.
Hello, Jeff.
I am surprised that some people are talking like this. For just a 5 million naira that a local government chairman gave to widows, they understand it is widows. Who are widows? Widows are people that have lost their husband, maybe due to certain circumstances that is painful and not maybe to amend themselves being recovered from some of those pains. I am surprised that this is a country that we are hearing that snakes and a lot of money are being spent, which is not up to 500 naira. And they do not give it to anybody. It's just maybe so just their personal gains. And yet, people are talking of that chairman has did nothing that is taking the money to establish an industry. What about those chairmen that has not done anything for anybody in their local government? Yet, no industry, no reasonable thing that is being paid that they spend their money for. So I don't know why at times when we call on radios, people don't have sympathy when it comes to widows of in our villages, in our communities are benefiting with little things. If that woman used that money to buy a basin or a bag of garri, which is about 29,000 today, at least she will sell. At least a neighbor can come and take credit. It will be of help. What if it's used to establish an industry and where they will be putting their brothers and their sisters and their relatives and even people of that is most need will not even have access to some of those things? Is that where we will say that the chairman has done well? I'm surprised.
Yeah, but Jeff, if all the neighbors come to collect credit, then the business will die soon.
Negative, sir. What I mean is, there are certain times, sir, that you yourself, you can send your clothes to laundry and you will not immediately pay for it that time. At least you have a relief because you are very sure that maybe on your way back, you might have time to pay for the clothes. I am just taking the circumstances or an instance where somebody at the moment will not have the money in his pocket. At least it's a relief to that person that moment to have fed.
Absolutely.
We should think now. As I'm surprised why Nigerians think like this. Some people pocket 5 million and go to a bar and finish it a moment with just 2 or 3 friends. 5 million. Some people use it to change an alloy rim just under their car that is already existing. It came with an orange, but just send it for just they want this very brand or design, and nothing happens. Some people use it just to sew clothes. Let them see that this is the cloth I sold with 5 million. Some people use it even to spray in weddings. 5 million, and yet we are celebrating them. This is what 50 people has gained, and yet people are seeing it as nothing. Let that man come to my community or my local government and help. People will celebrate and pray. Those women will pray for him. The souls of their late husbands of their families will celebrate and pray for him. Not to pocket money, and you are talking of planning industries that have not existed before, unlike the one we claim in Nigeria that we are going to produce rice when we don't even have a seed of rice before. And you end up taking people into this kind of poverty that we are now. And everything now is not working. And you are saying the man has done nothing. That is a very good effort because it starts from the grassroots. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, Jeff. Good to hear from you. Facebook. Sonny Barry goes, now the politicians in Nigeria only empower you when they need something from you. Like the election is by the corner. So it's so crazy. May God help us. Please go get your PVC. All right. Well, I do have a commercial break coming up in a moment. But via WhatsApp, let's see. Good evening. Please disregard such message. It's another fraud format also. If you do call the so-called person, you are in trouble because it's their partner in crime who will still pick it. Oh, really? That's remarkable. Empowerment program is extremely appreciated by only the indigenous members of the public. Any misfits in empowerment leads to such items in kind being sold off to traders. I love that chairman because I've worked with him and also know his abilities, his words, his bond. Okay, the empowerment is a key tool for as we made has the courage to live. Empowerment in this part of the world most times are being hijacked by the elite. I think widows and youth are the major set of people to be empowered. Got a commercial break coming up. The news update at 5 o'clock. And when I return, it appears there are plans to ban Okada in the country.
You are tuned in to Nigeria
Cautions continue. We've got headlines at 5:30 p.m. The major news comes about 6, and the recap of every matter discussed on the show today afterwards till about 7, when it all comes to an end. But for the moment, apparently, we're getting a lot of intelligence reports lately. Surprising, however, how all of these intelligence reports quite doesn't seem to prevent any of the threats to the security of the country. But maybe finally we've got the one intelligence report. Maybe we now finally have the mother of all intelligence reports. Maybe just maybe we have found that one intelligence report that's going to address our security concerns. Well, here's a story counted this day. House steps down motion to halt proposed nationwide ban on commercial motorcycles. The House of Reps at plenary Tuesday stepped down a motion urging the federal government to halt the proposed nationwide ban on commercial motorcycles and ensure that adequate palliative measures are put in place before such decisions are implemented. The motion, sponsored by Honorable Abubakar Maki Yaliben, also prayed that the federal government should restrict the proposed ban to the local government areas where the mining activities or banditry terrorist activities take place. Yaliman had, while moving his motion, noted that the security and welfare of the people shall be the primary focus of government, as clearly provided in Section 14(2)(b) of the Constitution. He said the House is aware that the proposed ban on motorcycles is aimed at cutting the supply of logistics to terrorists in the country. And the lawmaker expressed concerns that the activities of bandits and kidnappings across the country have subjected members of victims' families to serious psychological trauma, even as they are forced to part with their hard-earned money. He opined that while banning commercial motorcycle operations across the country as a means of curtailing security challenges, the welfare and well-being of the citizenry should be considered foremost, as the federal government has not offered palliative measures to cushion the expected effects of the ban. Let's talk about this for a bit. But the proposed ban on commercial motorcycles in the country as a means to addressing the horrendous security situation in the country. What do you make of this measure, this step? Is this the one, maybe this is the final intelligence report that's going to nail every other intelligence report? Maybe, just maybe. Is this the one? Is this the one thing we have been missing, such that once we do this, we're home free. We're home free. Security addressed. Case closed. Let's get your take. My lines are open. Call 0817 93 0002, 0817 93 0003, or 0817 93 0007. Via WhatsApp on 0809 030 6416. We're live on Twitter at NigeriaInfoPH, live on Facebook.com/NigeriaInfoPH as well. So, is this what we need? A ban on commercial motorcycles? I mean, how many times have we heard of the activities of these terrorists, and they arrive in large numbers on motorcycles, as many as 100 or even 150 has been reported several times, and they carry out this heinous terrorist act, and then finally going to be over. Do you think? Talk to me. Let's get your take. Once again, 0817 93 0002 or 0003 or 0009. And WhatsApp is on 0809 030 6416. I've got a Lucky on the line. Lucky from Rupoku, you're welcome. Please go on.
Hello, Dio.
Yes, Lucky.
The ban of Okada by federal government. For me, what those terrorists normally use is, I think, dealers and total cars.
No, they use bikes also, Lucky. Lucky, they use bikes as well. A lot, in fact.
Huh?
They use bikes as well.
But if you look at maybe watch YouTube, what those sometimes they show it on the screen. you see those flashy laws.
Lucky. Maybe they even use. Maybe they use Lucky. Lucky. Maybe they use Boeing 77. Maybe they use Boeing 747s also. That's not the point. The point is that they use bikes as well.
So what does banding bike have to do with insecurity?
Maybe it's based on intelligence
This
reports.
country, they're looking for a way to pull down the performances. That's all. That's not what they want to do. If I don't see there's no sense. There's no sense at all in what the federal government wants to do. There's no sense at all.
Even if intelligence report is saying they should do it?
They should do whatever they want to do. Thank you.
All right. Ike from Rimodara, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Yes. Good evening, Dale.
Oh, Ike, go ahead.
Actually, I'm at a loss as to why they want to ban Okada.
Maybe it's based on intelligence.
Sometime last year in Zamfara,
Yes.
they banned, they told the telcos to bar the line so there was no people couldn't make calls.
Yeah.
You can imagine how much people lost in terms of economic gains. So the issue is that they don't think this thing is true. Okay, but let's also say that you are banning the perpetrator, the means of perpetrating crime.
Yes.
What of the ineptitude of those who are supposed to control the crime? Has anybody been fired?
Yeah, but maybe they are finally doing their job now. That's why they are getting intelligence regarding the bikes.
No. Okay. What of the telcos barring all the GSMs? It didn't work.
Why are you focused on the past?
They had to revert. Now they say no mining. So they're just beating about the bush. Let them save us all this, forth and back. All they need to do is, okay, if the man in charge of security is not doing well, let him quit. If he refuses to quit, you fire him. We have a lot of people, security experts who can even act as consultants to these people. So I don't see how this will help us anyway.
Ike, great to hear from you. Michael from GRA, you're welcome. Go on.
Hello, Dan.
Hello, Michael.
I think I quite agree that there should be a ban.
Really?
Yes, because first intelligence report was that they should cut off communication. So they did the thing and then someone did not work. So the next thing we should do now is to cut off logistics.
So what if they start using Boeing 747s tomorrow?
That will become very expensive to achieve. So bike is quite cheap. So, but the thing I disagree is that it should not be nationwide ban. For instance, we don't have bikes for in Port Harcourt City and Obiapo, and that has helped. Yeah, me. But you cannot ban bike in a place like Oni and Ogoni access. So it should not be nationwide ban. It should be targeted at those areas where they carry out these terrorist attacks and abductions. Because, for instance, we suffer kidnappings in this part of our country. We don't use those kidnapping. They use hired bus and other kind of vehicle. So you can't ban bike here with no impact.
Okay, so what if we ban the bikes, and then the kidnappers or the terrorists, the bandits, begin to use buses? What happens then?
They use what?
Buses.
Buses.
Yes.
Yes, I think that's the first thing we should do, because I think bikes are quite cheap, and by the time you ban something like a bus, that will be quite expensive for them to obtain. It might discourage it.
Yeah, but when you collect ransom in hundreds of millions, the case of incidents of taxation, if taxes are increased, for example, manufacturer of a product passes on the extra cost to the customers. If we ban bikes, then the terrorists can simply increase ransom demands so they can. So if they were collecting 10 million before, they will increase it to 15 million so they can buy buses.
Okay. I agree that is possible, but I'm looking at the navigation. The routes they take are not motorable, so that's why they discourage them from procuring the buses.
So they can grade. Maybe they will grade the roads then, so they are hideouts.
They can't afford that kind of thing now. So they have to now begin to involve begin to involve their buses to work. I think it's going to help seriously.
Okay, Michael. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Maybe they will award project, award contract rather, to fix the road. To their oh my goodness, to their hideouts. I don't know. What do you make of this though? I've got the headlines coming up shortly, by the way. Okay, maybe in about 10 minutes at 5:30 p.m. I think I do have a commercial break before then though. Via what's up? Let's see. Why not ban the importation of Okada, then ban the Okada business? So that's what it'd be for Barra. Okay. Could have been done. Stopping bike would not stop insecurity, but would worsen it. I think if the bills had scaled through, what would have happened is first they would ban the use of bikes in Nigeria, then they will ban the use of vehicles, then planes, trains, and then boats, leaving us with our legs while they tell us they need to be fit. It's a shame, It's a shame we just love the blame game in Nigeria instead of facing reality. If over 300 bikes could invade the prison at once, where were the security agents? Now the DSS has suddenly been starved of intelligence. If it's a peaceful protest, the intelligence gathering will be activated. A failed government, a government that's living on borrowings, yet donated $1 billion to Afghanistan government controlled by terrorists. Even children now know what they are up to, and that's some Bob. All right. If more than 200 banks will embark on a crime mission, pull off the mission and get away, and not one single bike out of the 200 is apprehended, it means that the same criminals can decide to use Marco Polo buses for the same crime, and the result will be the same. Bikes are not the problem, Dial. The government lacks ideas on how to go about the situation, and that's a Henry. You don't beg the snake not to swallow snail so long as its digestive system can handle it. Let them ban Okada and let's see if they can handle the upheaval that will follow. All right. Good evening. Banning of Okada nationwide may not solve the insecurity challenges, rather it may worsen it. I suggest other measures like profiling them, like Ubers and Bolts, etc. That's from Ifai Okabunwa. All right. Okay. Let's see. I think I still have more time. Still got some more time, I suppose. Do I? Oh yes, I do have some more time before my next commercial break. All right, that's it. Via WhatsApp. Banning Okada in this country is like closing a rice mill and bakery. They just want to kill youths. They should better look for a way to tackle the security challenges. Okay. How do the bandits and terrorists get fuel? Why wouldn't government plan to ban selling of fuel? This government suspended telecoms operations, no results. This government subjected Nigerians to register SIM cards to checkmate kidnapping, yet the kidnapping is going on. This government is totally clueless. So if bandits begin to use choppers, will FG ban airlines? That's some justice. All right, commercial break coming up shortly. We got headlines at 5:30 p.m. I'll return afterwards. The conversation will continue. Supposedly, there are plans to ban commercial motorcycles in the country, possibly based on an intelligence report, with a view to addressing security challenges in the country. So, will this help? Will it, help address the insecurity prevailing in the country at the moment, do you think? Is it a step in the right direction by government, or is it simply another attempt at groping in the dark? What do you think? I'd like to get your take on this. But maybe more when I return. Send in your comments via WhatsApp on 0809 030 Once again, we are live on Twitter and Facebook at NigeriaInfo. Stick around. I'll be right back in a bit.
You are tuned in.
Okay, but actually had Frank to Nigeria Info here in Port Harcourt. I'm Dio, and these cautions continue. House steps down motion to halt proposed nationwide ban on commercial motorcycles. The House of Reps at plenary Tuesday stepped down the motion urging the federal government to halt the proposed nationwide ban on commercial motorcycles and ensure that adequate palliative measures are put in place before such decisions are implemented. The motion is sponsored by Honorable Abubakar Yalimen also prayed that the federal government should restrict the proposed ban to the local government areas where the mining activities or banditry tourist activities take place. A similar story on Premium Times captioned "Insecurity, Reps Deputy Speaker backs planned ban on motorcycles, cites intelligence reports." Deputy Speaker of the House of Reps, Idris Wasi, on Tuesday stopped a motion calling for the suspension of the planned ban on motorcycles in the country. Abubakar Yaliman, during plenary, moved the motion calling for the suspension of the planned nationwide ban. In his motion, Yaliman prayed that the House should urge the federal government to halt the proposed nationwide ban on the use of motorcycles and ensure that adequate palliative measures are put in place before such decisions are implemented. After Yaliman moved the motion, the Deputy Speaker, who presided over Tuesday's session, called him to the chair for a private meeting. And following the meeting, Wasi said there was a need to withdraw the motion. Now, remember, it's been reported that the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, disclosed that the federal government was considering a nationwide ban on motorcycles and mining activities across the country. While speaking on the policy, Wasi said the policy was born out of intelligence reports. He said that he studied the 44 intelligence reports produced before the Kuje prison attack and that the planned policy is connected. Quote, "You can't imagine what is happening today in Abuja. I confirm to you that I went through DSS reports. 44 reports were given before the attack on Kuje. I want to say so. I want to confirm to you, 44. I read through all the reports and it all has to do with this. There is no community that's one attack or the other that will happen that you will not have intel, and this is part of the intel that they had given as to what is exactly going to happen. So we have to cooperate with government." Yeah. Most of us, 90% of my community, if not 99%, this is the only means of transportation. We appreciate this motion and sensibility, but in line with our principle to help in curbing the incessant insecurity in our country, we have to cooperate with government. So that's it. They've got intel. A whole 44 reports. 44. I mean, it's not one. It's not two. It's definitely not four. And it's not even 20 for that matter. It's 44. 44 reports. That's a lot of reports, by the way. Now, if 44 reports, intel for that matter, not just normal reports, we're talking intel here. In case you did not know, intel is short for intelligence reports. All connected. It's an intricate web of 44 intelligence reports. And they're saying, possibly, we need to ban commercial motorcycles nationwide. What do you think? My lines are open. Call 0817 93 0002 or 0003 or 0007. WhatsApp on 0809 030 6416. We're live on Twitter and Facebook at NigeriaInfo PH. So please join the conversation. Major news comes up at 6 p.m. A recap of every matter discussed on the show today. Afterwards, till about 7 o'clock during the open season segment when the show comes to an end. Well, let's get your take for now. What to make of this? 44 intelligence reports. You know, that must mean something. You know, I mean that has to amount to something. You don't produce 44 reports on something and not act on it. Well, why would anyone do that? You know, really, 44 intelligence reports. What do you think? Let's see. Got comment here via Facebook, I think. Interfam Sylvester on Facebook goes, it will not stop, so should not even try stopping it, because that's a source of survival for some Nigerian youths. All right. And via WhatsApp, talking about bikes, what about drones? Why has the government refused to introduce drones? And that's from James. All right. You can see how ridiculous this government can be. I thought they have been decimated. Nope, not decimated. You see, we need to be right. You know, we need to be right. Don't spread fake news. The government said they have been technically defeated. Technically defeated is different from decimated, Bob. I'll come back to Bob's comment in a moment. Hello, Hard Factor, welcome.
Hello, Dan.
Hi, go ahead.
My name is Elder Omana.
Hi, go ahead.
I want to ask a question.
Yes.
If they should ban back the ammunition the fraudsters are holding, is it legal?
No, very likely it's not legal.
All the bombs. Is it legal that anybody should bear arms in the country?
What's the point you're making?
No, the point I'm making, bike is an avenue of these people getting to town.
Yes.
And these people are holding ammunition that is banned by the federal government. Do they have right to hold arms and terrorize the nation?
Obviously, they don't.
Why not? Hello?
Go on.
Okay. My question is, if what they are using to kill and to take people to different destinations and hold the whole nation to ransom, the ammunition they are using that makes the government to be afraid of them is not legalized, and why do they plan that when they ban the bike, that it will be the only source to trap them?
Maybe they use bikes a lot.
As to me, I suggest that instead of them to ban the bike, they should ban Nigerian army because they are incompetent.
All right, but I mean, we do have fine officers in the army, in our military, and a lot of them have paid and continue to pay the ultimate price. Via WhatsApp, back to Bob's comment, we can see how ridiculous this government can be. I thought they have been decimated. This government is likened to an important man boasting of how he will impregnate 10 women in a twinkling of an eye. That's from Bob. Hello there. This shows how short-sighted the security agents are. They should also ban cell phones since the kidnappers use it to negotiate for ransom. That's from Civil. Could have been that we're yet to deal with our security woes as a nation. I don't get why we always have to stray like a stubborn billy goat away from the others. What I mean, other nations. Why do we always have to do things left-handed in this country? Can't we copy better approaches to our security woes from other nations? Are we cursed as a nation? I bet God should be tired of us now if he wasn't before. All right. Good evening, Dyer. Welcome back. Thank you. The banning of Okada will to some extent help to curtail the insecurity challenges we are facing in this country, because these bandits, terrorists as well as criminal elements, use it to perpetuate their nefarious activities. Remember, it was the major means of transportation they used to carry out the recent jailbreak in Abuja. Iboroma sent that in. And remember as well, this is on the heels of 44 intelligence reports. Hello, Hard Factor, welcome.
Tayo, good evening.
Hi, go ahead.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Tayo, banding Okada, how can it solve insecurity in the country? You, as a human being in the studio there, if we tell you banding Okada will solve insecurity, tell that person is a liar. It will increase insecurity.
But this is based on intelligence reports.
There is, those people giving that intelligence reports are false or information false makers. They did not bring good information. There is no Okada in this country that is bringing insecurity. It's Okada, Boko Haram, Ade Swap,
Are they bandits? Act an Okada. Because insecurity.
But ISWAP is using Okada.
guns?
ISWAP is using the Okada. So ISWAP is using Okada.
They don't use Okada, they use machine. They should ban private machine. They use private machine and carry their colleagues. All of them in a group, they use their machines to go and prepare the info. After that, they run inside the bush.
What do you mean by private machine? I don't understand.
What I mean by private machine, you know that in Port Harcourt, there is people that the River State government allowed to use private machine to deliver important information.
Yes.
Do you know that?
Yes.
Fine. That is what these people are using. Do you know that some security men use machine? And if they use machine I beg them to help me on the road, and they carry me, does it mean that security man is riding Okada? Okada is a profession, it's a trade. They should not ban it unless he wants Nigeria to fight a war. Because 90% of Nigerians are Okada people, and they build house, they train themselves in school, they feed their family and take care of their brothers and sisters and their wives. Are you hearing me?
Loud and clear.
Type it and send to Buhari. You should withdraw that his bill before National Assembly. I know the National Assembly will throw it away. Unless Lawan, who is a rubber stamp, who says even though Buhari said he should sleep on the ground, he will sleep.
Great to hear from you. I've got a commercial break coming up shortly. The major news about the hour at 6 p.m. Afterwards, a recap of every matter discussed on the show today. Till about 7 when the show comes to an end. Still Hot Factor 90.3 Nigeria Info here in Port Harcourt. Stick around as we're still having, and always, Port Harcourt's biggest conversation. We'll be right back in a bit.
You are